Shobna, this has probably been one of the shortest budget speeches Nirmala Sitharaman has ever given, and I think it's short because she made some very good points and made them quickly. I mean, is that the sense that you have as well?
Yes, she listed all her proposals very quickly. In Part A itself, we got a very good sense of the reforms and the other tax proposals also which she plans to roll out. That's true. It's a very well crafted budget. Very concisely, she put everything out and she laid it out really well.
And what is the big thing for you? The privatization of banks. I mean, one never thought that a government would ever privatize a bank in India.
So it's very big from a reform point of view, but it's two public sector banks. So in an absolute sense, it's not much. To my mind, the bigger proposal was the securitization of the loan losses. So, the ARF and the AMC, the fact that, the NPAs can now be securitized and then, whatever the process it is that they will adopt. I think that to my mind, because it will really give the banks a cleaner balance sheet to work with.
Isn't this a bad idea when you give the banks a cleaner balance sheet so they tend to be more risky again? I mean,
yes, it is true, but the alternative to that then is that the budget or the government continues to capitalize the banks. Now, they need growth capital and they need loan loss capital.
So you like this idea a lot of the ARC?
I mean, I never like it because it's a moral hazard. I always feel that the loan loss should stay on the bank's books because otherwise then the banks become too careless. But I think now if you want to give the economy a push and because of COVID, maybe it's fine now.
Do you think that, initially when people are talking about this budget, everybody said that, she needs to spend a lot. Now when you look at the actual number of the spending, obviously the numbers can change as the year goes by. But if you look at that actual number, it was 34 lakh crores in FY, or likely to be 34 lakh crores in FY21. It's likely to be more or less the same.
Yeah.
That is a disappointment, isn't it?
So she's not going to spend on the budget. So she's clearly going to spend off the budget. Now she's set up that development institution. She's going to capitalize it with 20,000 crore. And they said they'll leverage it. Exactly. So she's going to do EBR, as in all her borrowings are going to be extra budgetary. She's, while that zero tax bond benefit for the infra debt fund is just ironing out of a wrinkle. It's not a new proposal, but nonetheless, that ironing out of that wrinkle could, help the IDF. So she's trying, which is really clever of her, I must admit, to raise her resources from non-budgetary sources and do the InvITs REITs. Every proposal of hers is aimed at easing or facilitating raising of capital by other entities. Yeah.
Who are in a position to do something with that money.
In fact, her gift city proposals also, so I must say that it's really, she's thought through it, whoever has advised her also, they've really thought through the proposals and helped other entities to raise the capital.
So you think that, one of the points that has been made about the budget in the past is this year, obviously because of the slump of FY21, FY22 is going to be a great year. Do you think that there is enough in this budget to counter that, that scarring or, the fact that SMEs and all have been hurt? So is she spending enough, do you think?
So there are two parts to our economy, the organized part and the unorganized part. The organized part
has been doing very well. We've seen that from the corporate results. The large companies are doing excellently. They're gaining market share at the cost of the unorganized sector. So the informal sector, I don't think can revive, but the organized sector will do very, very well. And the GDP is capturing the organized sector much more accurately than it is capturing the...
I would have thought that the PM, like giving 5,000 rupees per month to a certain number of families, that would have been a better idea to spend. Maybe, that should have been done.
Yes, welfare measures, a lot of people were expecting more welfare schemes. We've not read the fine print yet. But she's given certain benefits like housing for migrants. She has done some of that, but we need to read a little more before we, actually...
I think the lack of COVID tax must have been a great relief for everyone.
Yes, I think that's why the Sensex has rallied 2,000
like
points.
Even higher if I'm
Yeah.
told,
3-4 reasons. One, there's no tax on rich individuals, which was expected, like a COVID tax or, NRIs or anything. Number two, no change in STT, capital gains tax, either for mutual funds or for stocks, nothing on dividend distribution tax. She has not upset anything in the capital markets. And so the fact that the deficit is going to be 6.8% has not worried anyone.
So do you think that the cost of capital will go up a lot with this kind of deficit and this kind of borrowing?
Yes and no. So the cost of capital will go up a little bit, but I still see deposits growing at a fairly fast pace. I see the RBI maintaining a fair degree of liquidity, not as much liquidity as there was in FY21. So I don't think we're going to crowd out private sector investment, because I don't think there is going to be any private. So exactly. So it's just going to be the government borrowing. And if these infra bonds come through, then maybe they won't end up borrowing the 9.5 lakh net borrowing. So it may not go up too much for the simple reason that the private sector is not borrowing.
Okay, so last question I want to ask you, that this is, everybody talks about 1991 as this watershed budget. Now, clearly a lot of reforms have happened, so you can't necessarily have a 1991 again. But in the last 5-6 years of this government, would you say that this is the best budget we've had?
I would say it's a very good budget, but in terms of the reform that I credit this
the
government
budget means the reforms, yeah.
No, I would say that was outside of the budget, which was the IBC.
Okay.
I would say this government's biggest corporate contribution to India has been the IBC. I don't think there's any reform that is big. Of course, the agri reforms and other reforms are there, but I think in terms of just cleaning up the system and giving it a good shake, I think the IBC is the best thing.
Congratulations to the FM, I guess, right?
Yeah, well done, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.